It's not something that I need, but it's something that I need. I have come to realize, and the universe might challenge me on this at some point, but I have come to realize that I don't think I could maintain a relationship with somebody if that wasn't something that they wanted to do. It is my number one turn on. It is, I just love it. And I can't explain why. But if I was with a partner that did not love it or that wasn't actually into it and was just trying for my benefit, I don't think I could have longevity with that person. Welcome to Pretty in Kink. I'm your host, Tera Vee, and I am here to bring you along on this weird little journey that we call life. I am an adult content creator and awkward girl extraordinaire. I am here to show you that life can be messy and beautiful all at the same time. And I am unafraid to talk about things that make most people uncomfortable. So buckle up, let me be your safe word, and let's get weird. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Pretty in Kink. It gets more and more exciting for me every single time I get to say that because it just means I get to keep coming back here. So, as always, I love you for your support and thank you so much. Today, I thought we could talk about kink shaming because I find it's very interesting the way we cast judgment on others when it's something that we don't understand. And like I said in the first episode, I believe that life is just a big kink, right? Everything about life can be a kink. Things don't have to just be sexual to be considered like kinky. I feel like that word just encompasses so many things. It's interesting. I am always fascinated by the way we judge others. I have done a lot of self-work in the last 2.5 years, especially the last year. And one of the most valuable lessons I have truly learned is understanding that when we judge another, we need to take a look at ourselves because that is a reflection of something that is going on inside of ourselves. Now, that can be a fucking kick to the ego to be able to admit to yourself, oh wow, I'm judging this person because I'm actually jealous, or I'm judging them because I wish I could do that, but I'm too scared to. The more we look within, and I know that sounds cheesy, but truly, the more we look within, the more open I feel like we are to things in life. Kinks are something that just drown in judgment. And I'm not quite sure why. I mean, I am. I know people are terrified to have open discussions about sexuality. I love the world that's growing now. I feel like so many people are much more open, but it's not open that much. There's still so much shame and just ick around things that people don't understand. And I would like to say in this episode, if at any point, really through this entirety of the podcast, whether we're on episode 3 or on episode 300, if you hear something and you are like, ugh, that's disgusting, and then, feel like, oh, I shouldn't be judging this person, understand it is normal. New things can be intimidating. We all don't like the same thing. And I can tell you right now, if I'm being brutally honest, the girl that is sitting in front of this microphone right now would absolutely disgust who I was 6 years ago. I would disgust her. That's hard to say out loud, but it's the truth. I was a very judgmental girl, and now I understand that I was a very insecure I'm talking, I would even see girls jogging and they'd have a sports bra on, and I'd be like, what are they doing? Why don't they have a shirt on? Don't they know the word sports bra? Bras are supposed to be under the shirt. That I was that girl. And now I mope when I get back in my car after I've taken a walk in my sports bra because the old women glare at me when I try to say hello. And I realize I was one of those old women. Is it Oprah, right? Oprah that says, when we know better, we do better. And it's with everything. The more we open our eyes, the more we grow, the more we allow more people in. And it's so strange to me that sex is such a scary topic, and it's even more strange to me the way that we will shame each other for the things that we enjoy during sex. I can understand being curious or being like, ooh, no, thank you. But I am talking like actual judgment of like, you're gross, there's something wrong with you, that's not normal. I don't love that. I was made to feel that way as I was growing into my sexuality. I feel like so many partners made me feel bad about different aspects of my sexuality that I completely shut myself down. I stopped expressing my sexuality. I stopped, like, ready? I became a pillow princess. Oh. Yeah, I was a pillow princess because it was like if I made too much noise, it would be like, shh, what are you doing? Like, stop. Why are you making all that noise? Like, I used to love to bite, and that was like, throw me away. Everything that I liked or wanted to explore made me feel like I was abnormal. I have had a really fun dating career over the last 2.5 years or so, where I chose to just slut it the fuck up. I got married very young. I was married for a very long time. And so I wanted to play and I wanted to explore and experience. And I am so thankful that I have, because it's opened up a lot of different things for me that I didn't even know were part of me. And it's just shown me different sides of sex and shows me more and more that it's ridiculous to have shame around things. I feel like I continue to grow and evolve and be more open and more brave, and I want to try new things. And I am that girl that when I'm on a date with you, I will be like, what's your kinks? Tell me all about your kinks. Are you into anything different? Are you like, what do you like? What do you not like? I want to know it all. And it's interesting when I start that little interview process, the look on most men's faces, there's a look of elation. You know, I can tell they're like, oh, this is exciting. She wants to talk about this. But I also think I throw them off because I don't think a lot of people will openly discuss these things. I know in the first episode we wrapped up with the definitions of kink, but I do still think for this episode it's important to kind of explain real quick, because there is confusion around the word kink, and it will kind of get intermingled and interchanged with fetish. And there is a difference between the two. And basically, the easiest way to understand the difference is a kink is something that you like to do versus a fetish is something that you have to do. So a kink, you enjoy it. A fetish, you need that for arousal. You also enjoy it, but you need it. It's okay to not like something. It's okay to not understand something. It's okay to be kind of weirded out by something. Just to remember it's the something and not the someone, because those are two very different things. And I think the more people treat things they don't understand in that manner, the less shame that would be surrounding so many things. And then the more conversations would occur, right? Like, I just think it would increase the comfort level. I am totally okay with people not understanding my kinks. I am totally okay with somebody being like, ew, grossed out by it. And if they wanted to sit down and talk to me about it, I would be so open to that. But if they made me feel like there was something wrong with myself for liking that, that's where I start taking issue. And I'm not going to sit down and explain things to you other than like shut the fuck up. I personally have a couple kinks that I really enjoy. I have one kink that is kind of a deal breaker for me if I had a partner that wasn't into it. I really don't think I could carry through with a long-term relationship. For me, my top kink is spit. Now, again, if you told Tara 6 years ago, hey Tara, you are going to just adore being spit on. You're gonna wanna just like open your mouth wide and ask for it, I would be like, you are absolutely fucking disgusting. Absolutely not. That will never be me. And I was on a date and this man spit in my mouth. He didn't warn me, he didn't ask me, he just did it. And I was so taken aback at first because I had never had sex like that before. I'd never had somebody do that. And all of a sudden, like, what? He just spit in my mouth? And once the shock wore off, I was like, I feel funny. I feel kind of tingly. Like, I think I really liked that. And then he did it again. And it was like, oh, I definitely like that. And it evolved into now I truly think it's not something, I don't need it to have a sexual experience, but as a whole with my sexuality, if I was with a partner that couldn't do it, wouldn't do it, wasn't in, because I also don't want somebody to do anything that they're not into just for my benefit, because then it takes the fun out of it. If I found somebody that didn't want to do that, I truly don't know if I could carry on, because that is a huge portion of what I enjoy. So that is my top kink. Interestingly enough, I remember when I was young, maybe like, I don't know, maybe 10, 11, I remember I used to get scolded a lot for spitting, which is so ironic to me. I was always told, like, stop it, that is so unladylike, like girls don't spit. I find it really funny. The way we have circled back around. Bruising is another thing that I thoroughly enjoy. And it's funny, even just recording this, I'm kind of realizing how much I enjoy it. And I would almost dare say it might be right after spit with how much I like it. However, it's not something I ask for often. I am very particular with that kink, with who I will ask, because that takes a level of trust that I don't always find in people. Because to just say, like, bruise me, that covers a lot there, and somebody could misinterpret that and I could get hurt. And it's one of those things that I don't ask for often. I wish I had all the time. And then, this should not be shocking, but I definitely have an exhibitionism kink. I enjoy knowing I'm being watched, which is shocking. That's probably why I love having my videos online so much. Oh, I just love it. I don't know why. Something I really enjoy. And I think that just about wraps things up. And as I'm saying that, I'm kind of thinking like, oh yeah, I also would like to be tied up. It's not one of my kinks, it's something I want. So anyways, so now you know a little bit more about me, or perhaps a lot more about me, but I hope from hearing that you realize if you have things that you enjoy that maybe you've been embarrassed to like bring up or talk about openly, I hope this conversation kind of makes you realize that maybe it's safer for you to do so than you think. And if you are somebody that has kind of always been turned off by the idea of kinks. I hope this conversation has maybe helped you in that you can recognize the difference between the kink in the person and the impact you could have on the person with the way you react to it. So I hope this has hit home a little bit, and I'm just so happy once again to be here and to have you guys listening to me. And I will see you next time. And as always, stay fucking weird. That girl would be like, she'd probably be retching and just like, she would be repulsed. I'm sure she would be mortified. My whole search history on Pornhub has been altered. Oh, my neighbor's dog has got a haircut. Well, that's gonna ruin my recording. Everyone told me to get a cat, and I said I don't want a cat. And then I got a stupid cat, and this bitch is cock blocking me left and fucking right with this podcast. I don't know. I should have gotten a goldfish, one of those little beta fish that are all pretty with the fantails, but I feel like I killed those a lot when I was younger. So